All right. Hello, folks. This is your instructor Nikhil, and welcome to the session on Introduction to Python. Now, Python is one of the most advanced and used technologies of 2020 that helps businesses in doing their work more effectively, quickly, and efficiently. But before we actually go and understand what Python is all about and how it works and how it helps businesses, let us go check and understand uh, a terminology known as data science. Now, data science continues to be one of the most demanding and promising careers for skilled professionals, not only in 2020, but maybe years ahead. And data science is all about getting meaningful insights from the data, analyzing data, validating it, cleaning it, manipulating it, gaining meaningful insights so that businesses can take effective decisions, data driven decisions, what we can say. And to enhance the power of data science, Python is the most used and demanded software that that helps businesses in getting insights for those data-driven decisions. So let us first understand that why Python has become so popular over a period of time. There are many other softwares like R Studio. We have Julia is there, Java is there, but probably if you compare the popularity of these softwares, um, in comparison to Python, there has been a wide difference. RStudio is still very much popular, very much used, but when it comes to Python, Python is the most used one. Now there are many reasons to it. Number one, it's a general purpose software. It can build anything whatever you can think of. It's your imagination, it's the engineer's imagination, is the analyst's imagination, what he or she can do, and the Python is open to it. Second, it's open source, it's free thanks to its founder, that anybody in this world can use Python without any licensing. Third, there are lots and lots of packages that can be used in Python for the purpose of data science, and once we go ahead in the course we'll be discussing those packages. So these packages can do numerous and some impeccable tasks for a data analyst or a data engineer or for a business person. And the validity and the application of Python as a software is valid in many applications in many fields including space and science. And so if you wish to download Python, then this is the website which is there, python.org/downloads. All right, I'll just give showcase how it works. So you need to first go to python.org, and this window would be there. All right, that's the home page of python.org. And if you can see and if you can follow my cursor, then there is a downloads option. Okay, so you need to click on this download option. Don't click here. Don't click here on download Python 3.8.3, which is the latest version, because it will automatically download the 32-bit installer. So all those systems which have 64-bit, it might not work. All right, so you need to click downloads here. And if your system is 32-bit, then that's a different thing. You can straightforwardly click this and download and install. But if not, then click download. Then in the download, you will get this page. And from here, you have to, if your system is 64-bit, then you have to download this 64-bit executable installer. All right, this one. You can follow my cursor here. And once it is installed, in your start page you will find all these things installed, all like Python 3.8 module docs, documentation, then manuals. And this is the idle, that is integrated development environment for Python. We'll discuss this later on, and so on. All right, so it's a very simple downloading process. There is nothing much you need to do. All right, so first go to the home page. If it's a 32-bit system, you can straightforward download it from here. If not, then click download, go into the details, and you'll find this this 64 executable install. Or as a matter of fact, you don't even need to click download. Rather than you can click here. If your system is Windows, then you can click here, Windows. It will go straight forward on this page. All right, from where you can download this 64-bit executable installer. And similarly, if you have Mac and so on. And finally, you will find, once it is installed, you will find this these piece of information there. All right. So this is how the installation works. Okay. Okay. So all right. So now next, let's understand some few things about more about a Python. So it's an easy to learn and powerful programming language, and that is the reason it came in 2008, and now it's 2020, which is going on. It has become wide and wide popular all over the world. And another reason for why Python has become more popular over R Studio specifically is because it's a general scripting language. That means you really don't need to write codes much. It's more like an language you are writing. Like for example, if you want to import something in Python, so you really don't need to write a technical code. You have to simply write, all right, import. Let's say you want to import a package name as NumPy. All right, so you don't need to put up any code in Python. You just need to simply write import NumPy as MP. Okay, that's a general script, English language, general script you need to write. Or you want to import matplotlib, so you have to simply write import matplotlib from as plt. So it's a general scripting language. Most of the things that you do in Python, most of the things you write in Python are more or less in general scripting way. All right, now since it's in a form of general scripting, it's easy for any user or any person who's using Python to learn Python, as well as to execute it. So the files that we work with Python have .py extension, py. That's the, so that you can recognize that's a Python file. So it's an ideal language for scripting and rapid application development, and that is the only reason that in practical world, if you see, among all the softwares or which are available, which includes RStudio, Julia, Java, C, Python is the most demanded one. All right. So now let's discuss the curriculum that we would be covering in this course, in this master workshop. So this is all what we would be covering, and trust me, this content which I'm offering you at this price, it is totally insane. Let me tell you, I've seen many courses outside there, offering you to make you a data scientist in 400, 500, $600, start your career and all that, all that stuff, whatever it is there. Trust me, that's the truth. That's not how it works. 400, 500, $600 might seems to be, very attractive, undoubtedly. But when we are talking, you have to understand what we are talking here is a serious content, is all about your career, your improvements in your career, advancements in your career. It's not about fooling anyone. Okay. So this is approximately 30 hours of content which I would be giving you uh, over this period of time. And all these 30 hours would be in the form of live coding workshops that I am offering you. Okay. So that you really need to think at this price, 30 hours of content, live coding content, no one will offer you. That too with that level of quality. So this is we start with the Python introduction. We were talking about the basics of Python, how to work with the software, work with the language, the use of lists in Python, what are the available functions and packages that you can work with and you can learn. Once you are done with the introduction part, you're done with the basic things that can make you comfortable with the program to work with. We'll be coming to some scientific computing, and that would be doing with the help of the NumPy package. Now, NumPy is very powerful package when you're working with numbers in Python. Okay, so since most of the data that we are dealing into is a quantitative data, means it is available in the form of numbers. So NumPy forms a very important package that needs to be learned. Then you'll be working with dictionaries. Now dictionaries are an advanced type of data content that you can work in Python. Like For example, there are the Python lists. Okay, then Python lists is simple, and dictionaries help you in storing complex data easily, or bulky data easily. So you'll be learning how to work with dictionaries. Then how to control flow, filter the data, logically manipulate data. Okay, and then loops is a very very important part, because when you're working with big data, when you're working with huge data, you cannot every time type your commands, you cannot repeatedly type your commands. So loops help you in cutting down your repetitive task. See, ideally that is the reason the softwares are used, because so that you are not supposed to do any repetitive task. All the repetitions will be done by the software itself. You just have to give the right command. So loops help you in placing that right command so that repetitive tasks are not supposed to be done. Then data visualization that you need to learn, which is very, very important part, because no one can understand what is hidden behind the data unless and until the person learns to visualize data. Okay, so visualization, we draw plots, we make graphs, we do lots of interesting stuff, and the only reason to do this stuff is to understand the story behind the data. Once you have the information which is hidden behind the data, you are in a powerful situation to play with the data, to make or to draw meaningful insights from the data, so that whatever decisions you will make, whatever business decisions you will take, will be data driven and not only process driven. And then finally would be covering another very very important library, which is the Pandas library, and we're learning how to manipulate data, because unless and until you manipulate data, see, you have to make the data workable. The data which you get in a raw format is not workable. Okay, there's a lot of dirt which is there in the data. You need to transform, you need to remove that dirt. A lot of some pre-processing steps need to be done with that data, so that it can be manipulated into a workable format. Okay, so we'll be using the Pandas library. We'll be using how to transform, how to aggregate data, slicing of data, indexing of data, and we'll be learning a lot of contents about data frames. So that's the entire content. It's a total of 30 hours of content. So what I'm offering you is a 30 hours of content at such an insane price. Trust me, once you get through this 30 hours of content, you would be in a very, very comfortable position to go ahead with your career in the field of data scientist. Even if you don't learn beyond this, you are good enough to uh, enter into level 1 or level 2 of being a data scientist. That means you can work with manipulation part, you can work with visualization part, and there are a lot of lot of job demands and career demands are there in these areas as well. So even if you don't plan to go ahead and go into advancement of of this career of being a data scientist, this is good enough to give a good push or head start to your career. Okay, so that's the 30 hours of content what I am offering. And then one project you need to perform, because that's very very important. It adds a major credential to your portfolio. Case studies, most of the work we'll be doing with the help of case studies in the real life data sets, because when you pick such data sets, they give you that enlightenment of uh, drawing conclusions, meaningful conclusions. Then placing special query handling sessions. Every class would be followed with practical assignments like quizzes or short questions for exponential learning. And then definitely there is a certificate on fulfillment of the course. If you wish to have some internship level of certificate, that can also be provided. That's not a problem at all for students category, basically. All right. So, as I told you above, it's a 30 hours of live coding content that I would be dealing with you. Okay. So with that, I would be giving you access to all the data files, code files, presentations, web sources, or whatever list of recommended readings are there. So whatever material I will use in this workshop to, uh, train you in these 30 hours, to teach you in these 30 hours. So that will be all yours. and then access to popular data science communities on LinkedIn. So I will give you access to those communities. It's very important that you get attached to these communities, because unless and until you come together and discuss and talk, it doesn't work. Okay, so that's very important that you learn while interacting with communities, and you build relationship, you build networking, which is very, very important part in today's career. Then get in touch with top data scientists. So you'll find hundreds and hundreds of data scientists, top data scientists attached to me in my profile. So once you take up this course, we can throw me, or you can send me your invitation to join my LinkedIn, and I would be happy uh, to take you in. All right. And once you will be attached to my profile, you can get in touch with these people, discuss with them, talk to them, and then lifelong membership with shikshk.guru. So uh, I would be offering you a lot of stuff, in the sense that you would be accessing all the future discounts for our courses, freebies, offers, free courses, and all that stuff. Uh, this is giving you assistance for various data science jobs. So you'll be posting lots and lots of jobs on our platform, so that at one place you can get all the stuff together. And then finally, what I want to give you is the opportunity to write blogs for us and get featured on our social media profiles. And I'm really happy to you, because blog writing, sharing, and blogging is one of the very effective sources of learning. So when you do a particular course, and when you start writing about it, when you start researching about it, you learn a lot. Okay, and then obviously when you share, then other people also learn. So this is what you are getting at this insane price of 2100 rupees. Okay, that's something, an insane content. It's a boom content which I'm offering you, a 30 hours of live coding content. And I wish you all the best, and hope to see you soon in the course. Thank you so much.